program. He will graduate with concentrations in strategy, entrepreneurship, and finance. When he's not here at Booth, he does have a day job. He works at United Airlines Network Planning Group with responsibility for their long-range initiatives, including aircraft acquisition, network strategy, and hub financial performance. He's always had the travel bug, like most people at my table mate here that work in the airline industry do. He has 2 original airplane seats in his living room. Has anyone besides Colin seen those? A few of you have, okay. All right, do they recline? He also serves on the auxiliary board of Chicago Youth Centers, and is co-president for his alma mater's Chicago Alumni Chapter, and we'll find out who that alma mater is. He received his Bachelor of Arts from the University of North Carolina, and is very proud to add maroon to his palette of Carolina blue. So please join me in welcoming Colin to the podium.
Thank you, and yes, they do recline. More than spirits, too. So I'm going to take just a few minutes to recap what we learned tonight and think about what we do from here. But before I go there, I do want to recognize a group in the room, and that's the Student Services staff. They've just been phenomenal in helping us pick the right classes, get ready for different programs, and put on tonight's event. So please, let's give them a applause. So it was a couple quarters in the Booth in 2013. I have a good friend of mine back in North Carolina. This guy's really sharp. Graduated from Carolina in 3 years. He went on and became a medic in the Special Forces. He runs his own little startup business back in North Carolina, really smart guy. He looks to me shortly after starting and says, "What are you going to do with this MBA? I've done all this in 3 years of education." And I thought back about all those great things that I wrote in our essays about how this is a transformation and everything. And I just said, "Hey, well, if you give me a piece of paper and a discount rate, I can price a bond by hand." So I think back on that now, and when I think about that and all the other things that we learned here at Booth, there's the practical, there's Porter's 5 forces, there's negotiations post-settlement settlement, there's the FAMA French 3-factor model, which I'm not quite sure what that is, but it sounds really cool. There's the business leaders we heard from. I mean, in this room we had former Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson speak. We saw Spirit Airlines Ben Baldanza and Professor Roller duke it out in here over the ethics of their questionable business model. I was excited to surprise going into M&A strategy class when we had this speaker from Baird Investment Group, and it turned out to be their CEO. I mean, it's just incredible the amount of access we've had to business leaders here. We've learned what makes companies tick, what makes them not tick, what makes them explode. We've done some pretty cool projects. I've, in my head and on many of PowerPoint slides, have created a new line of smoothie drinks, a fitness app for entrepreneurial selling, and even a barbershop on wheels for new venture strategy. We've had top-notch faculty show us the way. Linda Genzel showed us that the best way to give out written feedback on an assignment is in green ink. Funny how mine were always soaking in green ink, and I still didn't feel any better about it. Accounting professor Mark Maffett worked in Arrested Development, clips into class, and I'm always fond of new venture strategy, where in a response to, I gave an answer to a question Professor Schrager asked about Southwest Airlines, and I knew I nailed it, and he just said, "No." Yes. There's the personal things we've learned along the way too. At launch, we took the Myers-Briggs type indicator survey to learn about our personality strengths. We learned about how just changing the word from should to could is a constructive way to provide advice to somebody. and let them empower to make the right decision. Personally, I learned that if I could develop a buttermilk allergy, I could get out of drinking the buttermilk. That was good. We've had a lot of teamwork here. We got to work with excellent people. We have all became pros in Google Docs, knowing its pros and cons. There's a couple of things that kind of surprised me when you're working on a group assignment. I was amazed with the consistency that certain group members might get sick or have family emergencies like right before the assignment is due. Just kidding, another fun thing with groups is when that scary point when you're taking a new class, you don't know anybody in there, and you're like, okay, at break you need to form a group, and you're like, oh. What do I do? This guy looks like he works for a bank, okay. And this would always start the barrage of emails at after class, be like, sorry I wasn't in class, looking for a group. I had done CFA parts 4, 5, and 6, and I've engineered this and that, and the patent pending, and I'm like, why are you taking the class? I had a little fun this quarter. In financial statements, I said, hey, Mike and I are looking for a group. Mike works in finance, so he knows what he's doing. My background's in marketing, so I can make the slides pretty. Hey, so we also learned some of these intangible things, these dilemmas. Professor Roller just kind of talked to what some of those are, things that aren't clear. And the sign down in Harper that says, why are you here and not somewhere else? The business, politics, and ethics class that I took, where you take issues in a highly educated group and arguably a homogenous group, and it's amazing to see how people can be split down the middle on things. And it really taught me to really understand the issue, see both sides of it, and have a better understanding from it. And it's something that my girlfriend reminds me of from time to time. So that's what we learned at Booth, just a brief bit. Now what do? I think the first thing is to take a well-deserved break, to spend time with those that you haven't been able to spend time with, as friends, as family members. For me, you want to make time for yourself too. I've got a big stack of books that I want to get through. Got a lot of Netflix to get through too. I just started this House of Cards thing, and I'm excited to see what happens to Zoe Barnes. But it's important that you never stop learning along the way. And one of the things is take time to reflect on why is it that you pursued an MBA, and why was it here, not somewhere else? And just taking that time to have a little introspection, I think will really round out the experience here. So hey, look, this was fun. I hope you had a little bit of fun to recap our time here. I wish you all the best of luck, and I look forward to making it official next week. Thank you.
So the student speaker is always one of my favorite parts of these dinners because they speak from their personal experience, which everyone in the audience can relate to. It's always a walk down memory lane. So thanks, Colin.
Thank you.